Hello guys and welcome back to episode 4 of the East Yorkshire series on the channel. Today we're going to be carrying on from where we left off, and as you can see we've now built up 2.9 million and there we go, we've paid back the rest of the loan. Now, as promised, in this episode we are going to start looking at moving passengers around the map. I just wanted to show you the train line that we fitted last time and double trained is now making us 2.8 million, which means that once it's been on the ship, Hull is getting half of what it actually needs now for the demand of fuel. So we do still only have the one ship at the minute that carries 90, and as you see, as this comes in to fill up on oil, there's actually 181. So what we're going to do is we're going to upgrade this ship, because in the last episode you may remember we upgraded the new Dinara Castle. It's 2 miles an hour faster and it also carries 10 more. So we're going to let that keep running as is and see what comes of it, because that may push Hull's delivery of fuel up to closer to 100. And if that is the case, then there's no point as adding another ship yet, as we'll actually be losing money from it. Well, the guys down here look like they're still coping with the amount of fuel there, but we'll keep an eye on it. And what my plan to do is to get transport coming out of Hull down to Beverley, Houghton Cranswick, and then to Driffield, with the view to eventually, once we upgrade the fuel, we'll be able to bring fuel all the way down to Driffield, and then hopefully tee into this crude oil to send the train back, so it's full both ways and makes us a lot of money. So to start off with, I need to have a look at where we want the train station to go in Hull here. So we're going to want 2 tracks, and I think 260 is fine in the early days. We can look at upgrading this later, because obviously from Hull, it's sort of down the coast here, down towards where we started out in Selby, York, Wrestle, but also around this way. So eventually I'm planning on it being some kind of loop around this central aisle, with little T sections coming in from the outskirts here and there. So we do really just want the one station in Hull, which I think, to enable it to go both ways, needs to come out sort of here somewhere. And if I go there, we get a nice medium street. Keep that straight. Just hook this up to the city, and then we'll run some bus routes around here once the train line's in. But for now, we've kept it away from all the residential areas, so it doesn't bother people there. People will be able to come in industry. We'll add a bus stop onto our routes, just so people can get to and from the station. And we want to have a look through Beverley here. Again, ideally, I would like to miss this residential area, but unfortunately, it looks like we're not going to be able to, because coming from this direction, what we will have to do is just sort of put it as much on the outskirts of town as we can, really. And for now, the trains can just go through, it's not a problem. Eventually what we want to do, I don't know if you've seen the little short I made with making mainline stations, but eventually the idea is going to be to have the sort of the main line running past the station here and then just branching off, so it doesn't stop any trains that might just be going past this station and not stopping here. That's actually not in a great position there as well. Actually, it's not too bad. It's just going to have to go straight across this road. But if we come to connect this up, I mean, our trains aren't the quickest thing in the world yet anyway. Do that there. We can keep up the full peak speed of 75, which is brilliant. Luckily, I mean, there's no hills. I did mention this last time. With it being a Yorkshire map, I was expecting a few more hills and things. And this is another thing as well, guys. We are going to fully double track this passenger line, just because the frequency of trains on passenger line really affects how successful they are. And with us only having slow trains at the minute, with not a lot of tractive effort, they take a while to get going. So if they do come and they sit at a station, or at a signal, then all that means is, when they finally get the signal to go ahead, it takes them so long to get back up to speed that we waste so much time. Now, I'll put the signal here, so anyone coming this way, ideally, I always have the trains going up the right-hand side and back down the left there. It's just a British thing, I believe that's the way we tend to do it. But I believe it is anyway, I may be wrong there. But that way they're not losing any speed, and when they're already slowly pulling out the station, they can cross over this to junction, and that'll work out fine. I will just put a couple down here just to help keep the train spread out. We don't need a crossover here, just simply because I will put one in the middle there. Actually, we don't need a crossover here, just because the train is going to be carried on anyway. So we'll cross over the road still at 75 there and still get pointed in the right direction. Then we'll have a look here. So on Cranswick, I think I am going to pull in over at this side to avoid interfering with people too much. And have a look at where we want to put this road. Again, we want to go straight, and you'll see why once we get to setting up some bus routes in these towns, guys, because what I do want to do is make sure that we have proper bus routes and proper passenger stations instead of a normal bus stop having the actual... We're going to have to take that. Let me show you what I mean. So there we go, having an actual bus station instead of just a bus stop. That's what I mean. So we'll get one of these in every city as well. Then coming into Driffield. Now Driffield's probably going to end up having trains coming from both ways. So again, I'll be careful where we do place this. I mean, eventually we want to bring fuel down, but at the minute we will just stick with a normal passenger station. I'm going to turn this, and we'll go sort of middle of the lane here for that. That's not too bad at all. As long as we can get this hooked up and connected. I'd like that a little bit straight. There we go. Then from here we can connect like so, and like so. That should give us a route. And what I might do is actually get a tram route down this end of the map. There we go, that looks a bit different as well. So Driffield might actually have our first tram route just running around, in which case I'm going to make it a nice circuit around. So if we finish these tracks now, we'll sort of head as straight as we can with both links. Get these over. There we go. Now, let me know in the comments, guys, whether you enjoy this kind of building or whether you'd just like me to build a little bit and then maybe add a time lapse so you could see how the rest was going. And then, because I could always just cut straight back into once we're sort of buying the trains and getting going. But something like this, especially when it's flat, I haven't got to work with the terrain too much. It doesn't really take too long anyway. There we go. And then the final little bit. I'm amazed at how quickly this is going in, to be fair. Well, this might be interesting. What's that going to do? Oh, actually, it's not bad at all, and it's keeping the speed up. Yeah, that's fine. We'll take that. But then we are going to need the switch again at this end, just so the train can get back on that side of the track. 51 mile an hour is absolutely fine because it'll be coming slow out of the station there anyway. And we'll just put these before and after the road and go on. We will have one in the middle just for future proofing. And that is pretty much it, guys. We obviously need to figure out where we're going to put the depot. And I'm thinking, because it's going to be a loop, it doesn't really matter, but I would like to have it somewhere near to Hull. I feel like Hull's going to be pretty much a main hub. So I'm going to stick it out here. Bring a line out. Doesn't matter how slow or fast this goes. Get the signal on the line, and then if we need to, eventually we can cross over from that way and carry on. So I think we are pretty good there. Now, what I will do is I'll just get one train on here for now. So we'll start off with the best speed we've got. And we'll have a look at passenger wagons. So it goes 31 mile an hour, the train, 31 mile an hour here, so that's brilliant. We'll start off with a capacity of about... We'll go for 40, and we are going to have to borrow some more money as well. We'll borrow a lot more because we're going to have the bus routes coming through as well. And we're going to need a new line. It's going to go from Hull. It's going to stop in Beverley, stop in Hutton Cranswick, stop in Driffield, and then it's going to come back down the other side of the track, stop at Hutton Cranswick, stop at Beverley, and then it should come all the way back. And as you can see here, for some reason, it's not choosing the right platform. So I'll go at Hull North, I'll ask it to use platform 2. Beverley, it's using 2, and Beverley second time I want it to use 1. So there's a break in the track somewhere here, guys. That's why this isn't working. So if we follow it down, Hutton Cranswick then is using 1. That's fine. On the way back, I want it to use 2. And it looks like that's corrected the line for us. Just make sure that all the way down, it's staying on the right-hand side. Yeah, perfect. Right, and then what I do want to do is name that line. And that is going to be TP for train passenger. And it's going to be Hull to Driffield. That's the one. We might change the naming convention moving forward, guys. At the minute, it's just something a bit simple for us to roll with until it gets a bit bigger. Now for this bus stop, we're going to need to change and add in this bus station. So if we have a look at the route at the minute, it's 1, 2, 3. Right, so I think what I will do is after 3, we'll go all the way up to the bus station, and then instead of 5, we'll go bus station to there, and then we'll get rid of. No, that's gone wrong. Wall branch, High Street. We don't want the High Street in. We want Hull branch, then Stanley Road. That's it. And I think just to make it go the way I want it to, and to help with a little bit of future growth, from 3, we're going to go here. There we go. That fixes it. And then we no longer need this little bus station here. Perfect. So that now will start getting passengers to the train station in Hull. Hopefully. We do need a little bus station over here in Beverley. So that goes there. We may only need, for now, we do. Perfect. I'll stick a road depot just out of town. And for here, we're just going to go for 2 of these. And it's simply there to there. Okay, and we'll call that RP for road passenger. And it's Beverley bus. I'll get people moving to the station as well now. Same again over here. We want our passengers station. And again, we might actually get away with one over here, so we'll go for that. And there's no road depot, so again, for now, and it may not be necessary to completely go for this road depot all the time, but it will pay off later on for us. I'm just going to put Hutton bus, and that should work out for us. And again, to Croissants, and that's on Hutton bus. Perfect. And then finally, I did say we'd do a tram here, didn't I? So if I go to streets, we want the medium street, and we'll go tram track. We'll go electric again, just to future-proof us. What I do want to do is a loop around the outside of the town. So we'll upgrade these. You can see now we're getting tram tracks in. And by doing the electric now, it just means when we come to upgrade the trams in the future, we've already got them, the track laid, and we don't need to worry about it. But now what I need to do is put the tram depot somewhere along that route. Here's fine, on the outskirts of town. And then we need to add in the stops. We want electric tram track. We want it right opposite the station. And the bus stops will have one over here, one over here, one over here, one over here, and back in. Okay, and we'll go for 16 mile per hour, 11 passengers. We'll go for 2 people. Sorry, 2 trams. 1, 2, 3, 5, and that's going to be tram. And this is Frishfield. Let's have a look at these trams. Oh, these ones are actually steam trams still. They're pretty cool. 16 mile per hour. They're actually a lot faster than the Lobby Sons we've got at the minute. I believe the Lobby Sons were they 11 miles an hour? Yeah. These are 11 miles an hour. Cool little machine stuff. Right, so hopefully we'll start to see now. You see, there's people at the bus stops here. There's that other guy carrying someone, is he? He's got 1 person. It will take a minute, but we'll put it on fast. And there's 1 person waiting at the train station there. There's 10 people. Wow. That's actually a little bit busier than I thought it would be. We might need a couple more on there. And that's the Beverley bus. We'll go for that. What we want to do is not rush with the trains now. People on this bus route. I'd look that because there is 33 people here. We are going to need it, especially once the trains start running now. Where is that train? So there's only 2 people on it at the minute. It's cruising along at full speed, and as I said, the thing that really affects this is the rate at which the trains turn up. So it's really going to bother the frequency here. What we want to get as a Driffield line here is 8 minutes. So we're probably actually going to need another one as soon as we can afford it. There's 2 things that affects the rate. There's how many trains are on the line, and then also obviously how fast the trains are. So what I want to do now is sort of let this bed in. So I'll put in a little cut here and come back in sort of 6 months game time, something like that. I'll just keep paying this loan down every time it comes in so we can keep moving forward. But I just want to make sure that we're not rushing and spending too much money up front. I mean, I could take a loan out now about the 3rd one, but I just want to make sure it's bedding in and all these passenger lines and bus routes are all okay. Here again we've got 14, I think. We'll put another 1 on that bus route. So yeah, I'll put a cut in, guys, and come back to you soon and just see where we end up with this line and what kind of money we seem to be making. Yeah, guys, so as you can see, I've let it run on a little bit now, and there's a lot of people waiting around these stations. The trains have actually been making a profit most of the time. You can see here, he's only just come in, but he's sort of getting there now because all of the stations have finally seen passengers waiting. I've been around and I've added more buses to every single one of the routes. Button Cranswick's the only one at the minute, really. I've only had to add 1 extra bus on there to keep it going. I've added another tram over here. As you can see, one of the stops in Driffield, so the one just before the station, so 39 passengers waiting. But the stop before is just sort of emptying now, so I'm going to leave that for a minute and see whether we actually need a 4th tram on there. I don't think we will do. But what I definitely want to do is in Hull here, I've already added about another 5 buses. Or 3 buses, I believe, actually. But as you can see here, there's 23 people there. There's 79 people over here, 37 here. I think what we need to do is actually make this a tram. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do the right thing early doors, and it might end up costing us money, this, in the long run, because there may be some streets where we have to delete a building. It looks like we're getting away with it, actually. I was just thinking, but it looks like we're getting away with it. Sorry if you can hear that motorbike outside. One of the neighbours loves his revving his bike on a weekend. Right, and we're going to come through now. I'm going to actually add the tram station just up here. And so we don't lose all of those passengers, what I'm going to do is I'll add in 3 trams here, whole bus, and I'll slowly just get rid of the carriages. So once this one drops off here, as I say, I don't think he's going to pick anybody up, but he is, isn't he? So as soon as we get that tick of money, we'll get rid of him. And we'll let the trams take over now, picking up 11 people at a time, and another train's just pulled up, which means there's probably going to be another load of people coming into this bus stop now. Yeah, you can see them all coming out here. There we go. Trams over here. See, this is going to come in, and that work absolute wonders. So we've got 3 trams. I think I'm just going to instantly go for it. We'll pay off the rest of this loan. So that's the loan fully repaid off now. We've actually got 2 million. What I want to do is just slowly start phasing out these vehicles, but I want them to drop off here first, because those people that are dropping off will then get on the train, and I'll lose the money if I delete it before. There we go, traffic jam, there we go. That one can be solved. These trams just need a little bit of time to space out, because they've all just come out of the depot at the same time, that's the issue there. Wait for him to go, sell him, and sell him. So we've got 17 at this stop, but there's a tram coming along here. How many does he have on board? 10, so he's only going to pick one of those 18 up. By the time he gets through with 68, see, he's already got no room around here with 32. I think that's what we're seeing here, yeah, so we need even more trams on here, guys. This is what we need to do. I just want to get rid of all of the buses. And then we'll add another few. We'll get rid of that one, it's only one. And I think that's all the buses now, so, and we'll go for another 4 trams. I just really want to make sure that we manage the vehicles and check there's no buses. No, there's no buses, so we're all trams. I just really want to make sure we're getting as many people that want to get to this station to the station. You see now we've got 58 people heading north, but the train is on its way. But again, see a similar problem here now, the train has only got enough room for 6 passengers. So again, it's time to add a new train there. It's going to pick 23 up straight away. It might be worth looking if we can add another 2 cars to all of them. 1.3 million, we'll just wait for that money just to tick up. There's no point in me backing out and getting a loan now. As soon as something drops off one of the trains or one of the boats, or the boat, should I say, we should be able to afford that. No, I'll tell you what, we'll go for it. It'll be back in no time. Let's add it, please. Got the 2 carriages on each one again. We'll just pay back. Right. See, we didn't need it in the end anyway, but there we go. So they can now hold 56. And they can still get up to their max of 31 mile an hour, which is brilliant. Is he going to fill up here? It's 40 people waiting to go north. Oh, waiting to Hull, sorry, that's north. I've got the map the wrong way around. Well, hopefully these numbers are starting to come down, so there's no one there now. He's come through with only 6. It's 21 there. Yeah, we're starting to get these numbers down now. It might be a case of we actually need to delete a tram. Well, that one's got nobody on it. Let's delete that one. And we'll just see if the numbers build back up again. And yeah, how the passenger line's looking. There's only one there, it's fine. He's running with 5 people. He's got 5, that's perfect, because when the trains do arrive, and now we've added the 3rd train, there will be more of them arriving. Once they arrive into town, there'll be a big influx of passengers. So there's 16 there. We'll need them to get rid of the initial burst of people every time passengers are dropped off. Okay, guys, so I'm going to leave it there for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. You've had an insight on how to build a passenger route, and join me in the next one where we start to expand. I want to look at starting expanding this fuel process so that we can start getting some freight trains down the line as well, all the way up to Driffield and further afield. So thanks a lot for joining me. Have a good day.